Hey, this is Dancing Rabbit. Welcome to another Saturday Pagan Perspective. This week's question for April 9th has to do with daily practices. The importance of daily practices and what each of you do in that vein. Do people have rituals they do in the morning when they get up, before going to bed, centered around the kitchen? When I first read these questions, I thought, no, I don't really do anything like that. I know there are a lot of people who do. There's a lot of books that have suggestions for morning rituals, evening prayers, mealtime rituals, and that sort of thing. But I guess I'm either too lazy or too disorganized to do that on a regular basis, at least that kind of ritual. There was a time several years ago when I was working for an alternative high school when I did a shielding ritual each and every morning before setting out. But that was based largely on fear not only for my safety, but fear perhaps of losing my job and being fired. Now, I thought a little bit more about this idea of daily personal rituals, and I realized that yes, I do have quite a few rituals, but on the surface they would seem rather mundane. I mean, I don't get up and cast circle and put on my cloak and officially do a morning ritual. But every morning I make coffee for myself and for Feather, and while I don't pull out the wand or the athame while I'm doing this, this is for me a ritual. I'm brewing coffee, but I'm brewing nevertheless. There's a quiet ritual that I do in the morning while I'm getting awake, letting the coffee kind of soak in, and getting dressed, getting my things organized. I do pause for a while. I'm more of a shower person than a bath person, so I take a really hot shower in the morning before I get dressed to go to work, to be sure I'm clean and to also relax. And I usually finish it off with a little short cold shower to make sure that I'm not just relaxed but that I'm awake. Rituals like this may seem very mundane, but if you visualize the cares and the negativity being washed away, washed down the drain, as you physically relax and as you physically wake up, you will do so spiritually as well. You can use scents, whether they're oils or essences, in the shower. It's not quite the same as pouring some bath salts in, though you can take bath salts, mix them with warm water, and pour that over yourself as you shower. I usually use a magical soap, either one of the Brujeria bar soaps that I buy either at Botanica or at my local Fiesta grocery store. These are specific to the particular intent. There's a commercial brand that's not particularly magical, but it's really nice, called Kiss My Face, that used to have some really nice patchouli that I favored. They also have some sort of mint and some eucalyptus flavors that are really good for waking up in the morning. Since I usually leave for work between 6:30 and maybe 6 o'clock, if we're having a waning moon, as we've been having this week, I get to look at the moon rising in the eastern sky as the sun is getting ready to rise. And though I don't stop and cast a circle and call quarters and invoke the deities, it is a ritual, and it's something that I've only just begun doing the last 2 years, I guess because I'd never previously had to get up that early and drive basically in a direction where I could watch the moon, and then I could later watch the sunrise. In the evening, if it's a waxing moon, then after supper, when I take the Zenjis out for a walk, I get to look at the setting waxing moon in the west. So these are rituals. During the day, I have a moment of centering before class. It's legal. In fact, I'm required to do a moment of silence here in Texas. And so during the official moment or two of silence, I center myself, and I think that helps through the day. Generally, when I get in the evening, there's things to do, there's bazinjis to be walked, there's dinner to be eaten and enjoyed, there's online stuff to catch up on, there's TV shows to watch, and some of those things Feather and I do sort of separately, almost in the same room, and some of them we do together. That's a ritual. Generally, before I go to bed, I also shower again, and I've started using Florida water. This is something that Crazy Boy TX taught me from the Afro-Caribbean, perhaps Brujeria traditions, that you pour some of the cologne in your hand, rub your hands together, and rub the back of your neck, and then inhale the fragrance. Of course, you don't want to inhale too sharply because it's an alcohol-based cologne, and it can really open up the sinuses if you do. And then I usually flick what's left of it off my fingers, visualizing the negativity that I might have picked up during the day going away. So these are my rituals. I don't suppose I do every single one of them every single day, but they're the sort of things that I do, and I mention them not just to answer the question, but to give you the idea that you don't have to feel bad if you don't get up and do some sort of altar devotion ritual every morning. You're not a bad pagan. In fact, you're probably a very good pagan who's just still enmeshed in the guilt and control that most of us picked up back when we were Christians. So if you're not doing official rituals all the time, don't feel bad about it. I don't either. And I feel that my little mundane rituals are quite effective and work quite well for me. You might consider trying some of them out and see if they work for you. Till next video, this is Dancing Rabbit. Peace.